Are you ready?
Peter G Show, Peter G Show, Peter G Show, Peter G Show. Divorced dad, single dad, divorced dad, single dad. Peter G Show.
Wow. Every freaking Sunday. Every Sunday. Right here. With problems. This live thing. It'll make your hair turn color. How the hell is everybody? Sunday night, last Sunday before Christmas. Yes, sir. Last Sunday before Christmas. Right here. Facebook, Life of Peter G, The Peter G Show. Coming at you. Tonight I got Miss Jennifer Perry from Atlanta, GA. She's a publicist, entertainment publicist. I want to talk to her about stuff, you know. I like, again, coming from entertainment. I got to go dabble in there every once in a while, especially since things get so twisted nowadays in the media that, I really want to talk about a few things, see what she's doing and how she does it and what she believes in and what really happens and all that kind of stuff. But, sorry, just getting everything going again. Yeah. Hope you're going to stick with me tonight. Should be entertaining. I want to hear from all of you. You can text, not taking any calls. Going to have Jennifer on the line here soon. And, oops. Sorry, I'm just getting together. You know why I'm right now? Because I'm starting watch parties. And that's what you should be doing. Starting those watch parties. I'm going to do that too. It's like, hey, what's going on here? Let's see, what we got? Where are we? Last week we had Miss Nikki Bruno. Nikki Bruno, life coach. If you didn't catch her, you should. Because we were really talking about getting through the holidays. Hey. I can't see everybody because things start flying kind of fast, but hey. The holidays, getting through the holidays. You know, the holidays are a bitch for a lot of people. I mean, it's no picnic. You know, we want to have the greatest times in our lives, you know, because it's on top of, you want to have a decent life. You want to have, even more fun with the holidays and everything like that, but it doesn't always happen that way. And a lot of people are, got a lot of problems, especially this year. But then again, and I'll talk about that as we roll into the new year, about people always saying, oh, next year's got to be better than this past year. I've been hearing that every year from everybody, every year. It can always be worse. I'm very grateful for what we have. Hey, Pete. Hey, Paul. I'm always, despite the bitching and, I want things to work out differently. We're busting our ass. I'm banging my head against the wall on a weekly basis, trying to make things step up. Regardless of the current situation, life has to keep moving forward. Am I ready for Christmas? Is Christmas ready for me? I'm just saying. Let's just say it's gonna be a quiet Christmas. You know what? Not so bad. But anyway, last week we had Miss Nikki Bruno on, and she, had a lot of good words to say. She helps people get themselves out of a rut. Whether she does a lot of divorce work, because that's a friggin' mess. I can attest. But, Merry Christmas to you too. Are we ready for Christmas? Yes. Yes. I guess. Anyway, so yeah, Miss Nikki Bruno was on last week. I enjoyed her. She was easy to talk to and fun. Tonight we're going to have some more fun when I'm going to have Miss Jennifer Perry. Again, she's a publicist. And she does entertainment she's an entertainment publicist. And she has her own podcast as well. So it's going to be interesting to talk to her. We've been playing tag for a long time. Finally, I said, you know what? We need to do this and get it out of the way. Not get it out of the way, but we need to do this. Long overdue. But again, I do believe things happen for a reason. So timing is everything. Speaking of timing, as always, I could not as always, but fortunately still going on. I could not be here if it wasn't for my beloved Bolt Energy. That's right, folks. Bolt Energy. Why Bolt Energy? Yeah, Paul likes it. Bolt Energy. Let me tell you something. The biggest deal about this whole thing, beyond and above the call. Oh, I forgot to even contact them today. Shit. And I'll tell you why in a minute. I need to. Damn it. I'll tell you, Bolt Energy, why. No preservatives, people. Excuse me while I double task. Oops. The, no preservatives. Only energy drink out there. I'm screwing it up because I messed up. It's been every pre-show check is getting to be a monster lately. I don't mean energy. Bolt Energy, no preservatives. Try to find an energy drink with no preservatives. Let me save you the time. You're not going to, okay? These guys are workout fanatics. They wanted to, create something that was healthier, better for you, because everybody says, energy drinks, they're not good for you. What is good for you anymore? You know what I mean? But a lot of times you need that extra pickup. I don't drink coffee. I like cold and refreshing. Hence Bolt Energy. Tastes good. It's enriched with antioxidants and vitamins. And again, it's all natural, okay? So, it's not going to get you all jacked up like 18 cups of coffee, but it is going to give you that little boost you need to help you continue on the things that you need to be doing, okay? Go to your store, ask for Bolt Energy. If you can't find Bolt Energy, go to www.drinkboltenergy and ask the Bolt Energy people. Say, hey, where can I find this Bolt Energy Peter G speaks of? And especially if you go into stores and they don't have it yet, because it's coming. It's hard to get everywhere overnight, but they're working on it, and they're working hard. Say, hey, you guys carry Bolt Energy, and believe me, if they don't have it and they hear enough people asking for it, they will get it. Believe me. That's called business, smart business. So as always, I'm going to pop open a can. Did I tell you it's only 5 days before Christmas? Bolt Energy, salute. Merry Christmas, happy holidays for everybody. Especially my Bolt Energy people for being behind me. Almost 2 years now. God bless them. Oh. See, it's refreshing. It doesn't taste like shit. I say that a lot, but I don't know any other way how to put it. It gives you what you need. So, and it's easy, it's palatable. And you can also mix this with your favorite adult beverages, kids. Just saying. All right. So those watch parties, I tell you, you need to be starting those watch parties. Did I already do this? Today is my daughter's birthday. And I find out that she shares a birthday with several friends of mine. One of my friends I just found out like minutes ago. His daughter's 13 today. Mine turned 15 today. I'm a lucky man so far. It's been a great ride. I can't believe it's been 15 years. 15 years, folks. And it blew by. In some ways, it was, I get it. In some ways, I feel it's like, holy crap, I can't believe that it's gone by so quickly because she's grown. I mean, she looks like an adult already, almost. She definitely doesn't look 15, let's put it that way. But I've been blessed. But I can honestly tell you that I would not be doing this show had it not been for my getting married, my having this little girl, and my getting divorced and trying to figure out how to be the father of this little girl when two adults are not cooperating like adults. But I can honestly tell you that, for what it's worth, it has been the one thing that keeps me from screaming a lot. I'm a whole different person with her. Not a whole different, but a lot different when she's around. She keeps me calm. I will. I thank you for all the well-wishers. You know, I debated whether I was going to mention it or not. I mean, but it's like, what's the harm? You know, we're all proud of our kids, or at least you should be. Even if they're terrors, they're still your children, and you're still going to love them. I've been extremely blessed, and I say that 1,000,000 times, 1,000,005. When it comes to kids, I knew I got off the hook very easily. She's been a piece of cake since infancy. I mean, the amount of few handful of times of issues, it should have been a gazillion issues. Kids are kids. You know, that's just part of being kids. But I've been very blessed. And today she turned 15. And also my Bolt Energy. I've been waiting for you guys. Sorry, I forgot to give you a heads up. Here's another reason why, how we met and shared Bolt Energy. Our daughters, Bolt Energy and my daughter, share the same birth date. Now, they're different ages, but they share the same birth date, December 20th. And Chris, I wish you and your daughter and Lizzie, help your daughter have a happy birthday. Maybe you're with her, maybe you're not, but I know how that goes. Divorce. It's a bitch. You learn how to live with it, though. You figure it out, and hopefully you can, keep things on good terms. But this is life, people. Hence the word life with Peter G. Oh, Christ, I'm running overtime already. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. Again, happy birthday to my Bolt Energy's daughter, my daughter, and my friend John, who I found out, his daughter. And yeah, I know. Happy birthday, Shelby. I know. Shelby is Bolt Energy's daughter. That's a southern name. I knew a girl named Shelby. But that's a whole nother story. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to give Miss Jennifer Perry a call right now, and we're going to get her on the line. She's probably waiting on me going, where the hell is he? I'm sorry. I am so sorry, because I get lost in time. That's why I need people, so I can stay on track. It's not fair. It's just only I'm fighting a very, very big battle of self-sustenance. Let's see if we can get Miss Bindra. Hey, Jennifer.
Hi.
Whoa.
How you doing?
How am I doing? How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Hang on one second. Let me get the music down here. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I got Miss Jennifer Perry on the big screen, live and in living color. You're in Atlanta, Georgia, right?
Yes, I am.
It's late over there, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you for I know how it is. We talked about this earlier, but I tell you don't know how many people I have lost. Like they just said, "Oh, I can't do it. It's just too late. I got to go to bed. I got to get up in the morning." And here they are promoting something, and it's like, well, what are you going to do? It is what it is.
Okay, in Atlanta, there is no too late.
What, Hot Atlanta?
Oh, Hot Atlanta, the ATL, the Big A. We keep it going. But we're just getting started.
Yep. Okay, partier in the house. So let's start from the beginning again. So Jennifer Perry, you're a publicist, correct?
Yes, I am.
Entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's start from we'll touch different subjects. I know you got a few things going on, but how long you been a publicist?
I guess since around 2003. So it's 17 years now.
All right, so you get a gold star. You're in the business. You've stayed in the business, and basically, what type of publicist are you? Tell my people.
Well, I focused mainly on entertainment publicity. When I got out of Georgia State, I mostly I took any job, anything. If it was a
Freckles
doctor,
the clown.
Pardon?
Freckles the clown. Any job. I mean, whatever it takes.
You don't know it, 'cause I did publicity for plastic surgeons, for a woman that had her cousin dressed in a gigantic dog suit, went around to schools and taught people about drugs. I don't know. I'm sure the kids probably could have told her more, but
I thought I was the only one that did that.
No. And
gotta eat.
You do, and just whatever. And then I got hired to work for an agency that was that had been hired by HBO, the documentaries division, to do publicity for their premieres for documentaries. And so this woman hired me, and we worked great together, and we had fun. So whenever there was something like the alcoholism or some other documentary, and they had the big events in different towns, it was my job to make sure I got publicity for it. Got TV people there, got them on the radio, got them written up and everything.
And so you're kind of hired to make things pop. You need to bring awareness. Because I got to tell you, I think that's my weakest link, is because I don't have a media strategist. We haven't gotten to that yet. It just, it takes money and time and people, and it's hard. It's, and so to get out there in this day and age, I mean, so from 2003, you said, to now.
Yes.
How much of a change have you seen? I mean, as to how you go about doing what you're doing?
A lot, because one of the things that hasn't changed is that all media matters, and that's even more important. Because whenever I got what we call placements, every time if I were getting things for you, and I got somebody to write about you in the newspaper or put you on a radio show or even somebody's blog, those are your placements, because I got a placement for you in something. And I found out with HBO, every single placement mattered. It didn't matter if it was somebody's small local mountain news that they printed up in their basement, maybe had 500 copies, or if it was the main newspaper or TV station in that city. Every single one was important to them, and they wanted a copy of everything. And I realized that was true because, so many times you don't have to, I'm one of those people, you've probably seen this meme, the biggest lie I tell myself is that I don't have to write that down, I'll remember it.
Oh, shit. Yeah, hi, my
Yeah.
name's Peter.
Yeah. So, oh, good. Thank you. So, you have to have something where I tell people it's a short attention span world. Not that people are stupid, but because people are assaulted all the time with things they see, things they hear.
Look what we're going through right now. I mean, is anything that you hear true?
Yeah, no. So you've got to be there. People are getting their attention is being grabbed by everything that they see, whether it's like sidewalk advertisements written on the side, everything. But the good thing now, though, even with all the crazy stuff, is back around about 10 years ago, there was a story in the New York Times about how with social media and also with people being able to publish their own books, CDs, whatever, it says it's took the power out of the hands of the big fat cats and put it into the hands of the rank and file where it belongs. And with social media and with being able to self-publish and create your own CDs and put your music out, and people don't realize sometimes what a gift that is.
It changed everything.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, the old saying, God, I wish I could do what I did now then.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Huge difference. Yeah,
definitely.
Huge difference.
I mean, I had a TV show on cable back in Atlanta back in the late 90s, and I had a couple of newspapers where the local music writer would keep up with who I had coming on the show and write about it. But it was difficult because I had to do it all myself, and everything had to be by paper and make phone calls. And that was before email was really out.
Sure.
Even.
Let's go here. Let's jump up to modern time Publicist, because let's take me, for example. Now, I talked to you earlier, and again, God bless you. You told me you've seen my show.
Yeah.
I mean, you.
Yeah.
I'm really. So
I
okay.
like it.
Okay. I love you. All right. So wait a minute. So okay. I can put her down for one, and that's one, and okay. So so you see what I do, and it's a struggle. It's a struggle. It's a constant staying on it, and everybody keeps what am I doing wrong? Somebody's agreeing. I see all these things going up on the people can do the thumbs up signs and heart signs and all that. Yeah, because you can see text from the show, in real time, and And so you've seen my show, and you know, so it's so easy to Monday morning quarterback. You know, after the show's over, believe me, I watch these things. We watch it. You know, I'm constantly critiquing. And again, the hardest problem with the show is going on live and hoping everything works because it's a constant struggle. But to grow the show, you know, and you try to do your best. But the thing is, when you know, I guess my question is, what am I doing? You know, if you were to take me and you're going to go say, "Oh, here's what we need to do, Peter." I mean, because this is what you do. If a client wanted to come to you and say, "Hey, you know, this is what I do," blah blah blah, where do you start from?
You know, you doing a show, you know, I have a podcast. I got the same problem. I can promote everybody else in the world with gusto and with results, but when it comes to me, it's even harder. Maybe you're a little bit better at promoting yourself, but it's hard for me to say, watch me, listen to me, whatever. But the thing is, you've got like I said, you've got you're on Instagram. I know you're on Twitter. And you're on Facebook, you know, you're on LinkedIn, you're everywhere. A lot of times it's interacting and working with people or I don't want to say hooking up, but connecting with people who will help promote you. You know, that's one thing. And sometimes you have to just ask them to do it. Go, look, I've got this. I mean, I've asked you once, so I had a very important show. Would you promote something?
Didn't you write a book? Or there was something you asked me, and I said, sure, no problem. And you know, because I got no problem with that, but a lot of people do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was a show where I had Michael DeBar as a guest, and I was so excited to have him on because I tried for a couple of years, and now there's this documentary out about him. And if you don't know him, you know who Michael DeBar is.
I don't. And I mean, maybe I do, and I just don't recognize the name. I'm sorry. I'm not all that Hollywood.
He's been you Hollywood. Yeah. He's been an actor since he was a kid. He was in To Sir with Love, and then I think currently he's the Murdoch on MacGyver. But he's acted in TV shows, films, everything Murdoch. For ages. If you've ever heard of Pamela DeBar, who wrote the book "I'm with the Band" about all the celebrities. Yeah. She was married to him, or he was married to her. That's why she's.
Gotcha. I mean, I probably know the face, but it's like, you know, I doubt he knows me either. But so touche. He should though.
There's a documentary out about him now called "Who Do You Want Me to Be," because he's an he's an actor, but he co-wrote that song, and he's on Little Steven's Underground. But that was a real big thing to me. To have him on there. And so I asked you, I said, I got a lot right. Would you please promote this? And you did. You were so kind to do that. But, you know, you want to get to, and you can always ask me. But the thing is, you have to get it out there and you have to have a schedule. But I also tell people it can't be me, because everybody gets sick of that. But you promote me as I promote you, you know, right. And you just have to get in. You just have to make a certain window of time. Right. Like I say, if you're on Twitter, I lead a group sometimes, occasionally, as like little short-term things on people, how to do their own publicity, DIY publicity. Okay. And I will have them in a group. They'll call me on the phone. There'll be 4 of us. And sometimes, you know, I give them a lesson each week and an assignment. And sometimes we will go on what I call a Twitter field trip, where we all get on Twitter at the same time and we're all on headphones. And I teach them, you know, my method of how I think people should use Twitter to their good, how they should access it. And, you know, look for people. I always say look for people who would be your peers in the field, people who would be your fans, your readers, your customers, and the people who would be your helpers, like the media that would write about you, the retailers that would sell your product, your book, your music, or try to promote your show, or want to promote, would want to advertise their product on your show. So that's kind of a 3-pronged approach that I came up with.
Because to me, it's like interacting with everybody. There's not enough of me to go around. Like, I am so 24/7 with this, just spitting out content and this and that, and then I try to interact, like, you know, but like my Twitter sucks. It really does. It does. Instagram, I put stuff out there, and unfortunately, my crowd is the crowd of lurkers. I have the people that watch, but they don't subscribe, so to speak. Mm-hmm. They watch silently from afar. I'm telling you, people write me books during the week about their issues and things they're going through today. I got something. It was a short story on text, though, through Facebook. And it's like, why can't you come tell me this stuff on the show instead of telling me off camera? You know what I mean? But that's the way I'm for. And you know what? And I'll take it so long as they're fans. I'm good with it. But to the outside streaming network authority, it looks funky. You know what I mean? It's like I'll get there one way or another, but it's just very difficult. So you know, to me, I have a hard time. I can't even do something wrong to stir up some shitty publicity. You know what I mean? I think, you know what I mean? Some controversy, whatever. I'm just too normal.
See,
you know, I need
that matters too.
No sex scandals. You know, I'm trying. I'm trying.
You know, I think I told you when I studied film unit publicity at UCLA through Henri Bollinger, who was a pretty big guy in that business, and I was lucky to study under him. He taught us things like how they schedule scandals like that, exactly like what you're talking about.
Sure.
You know, on a film set. Okay, on the 19th, we'll release something that's supposed to be, nobody knows about this, but so-and-so sleeping with so-and-so. So-and-so had a fight with the other actor.
Yeah, I need that.
You need that. You need to create a scandal. That's what it is.
Yeah, I'm scandalous.
Yeah.
Yes.
You got
Take that
to
any way
come
you
up
want.
with something.
Yeah. So, again, you know, I mean, believe me, I think in time things will take its own course, and then they'll be, you know, they'll be dying to stick knives in my back, one way or another. But for right now, I'm still like kind of squeaky clean and kind of boring.
Yeah, we got to do something about that.
I know. I mean, because truthfully, if only you knew. But the thing is, it's just nothing's leaked out. You know.
Yeah.
You know.
I know. I come from a generation where you keep that stuff quiet. You know.
That's right. I keep it on the down low.
And the people who do talk about it, they're not alive anymore. So.
Well, pretty much.
Well,
you know what? It's kind of true. Anyway, but. All right, so I mean, but do you create stuff like that? I mean, do you? I mean, for currently, what are you doing? I mean, currently, are you kind of you do book publicity too? Is that?
Yes, I do, and I even have a book on how to be your own publicist. When people say they can't afford the publicist, I say, okay, fine, get my book. It's $4.99 on Smashwords. It's called Sell Your Books Today. I'll give you the professional tips, tricks, maybe a little voodoo, things that I do.
Do they work?
You know, funny. Yeah, it works. So, you know, I had an Australian client about, I don't know, maybe 8-10 years ago. And I remember with the book she was really wanting to get some attention for. And it had 10 years ago, you know, having a woman's book, romance, but also had some gay friends in there too, having romance. And so she was pushing so hard for it to get to Hollywood. So I put out a press release saying, you know, is this book too much for Hollywood, you know, whatever. And that was the headline. And she's going, oh my God, people are saying that. I said, no, I said that. If you think people think it's bad, if people think that nobody wants to touch it because it's too risque, then they'll want to read it, you know. Yeah.
It's how you phrase that opening line, because I watch a guy who does automotive repair and stuff like that, and he constantly makes you that opening line is what makes me watch the damn video. I'm not that good. I guess I need something like that. You know, it's like I guess I'm not that clever.
You know, I've got a guy now wanting to hire me to do. He's you know, middle-aged guy. He's got a band and play, and he's like, well, there's other bands like mine. They're bringing in lots of people. I don't bring in enough people. I said, you got 2 weeks of this gig, and you want to pull it up. I said, you're just going to have to grab people's attention. You're just going to have to, you know, get on camera like those old commercials that go and make a video for social media that says, if you come to see our band this Saturday at I'll bite the head off any rodent, you know, and then pull up like a chocolate Easter bunny, you know, don't just anything that makes people laugh and talk about you.
Right. Go figure. I mean, the guy with the cranberry juice on a skateboard. Now, I can't skateboard, but who would have thought, you know, something as simple as that would become so viral? Now, you know, not that he can do anything after that, but the point that he got all this attention, it just blows my mind. It really does. You know?
I don't know this one. I don't know that story.
Get out of here. You can't not know it. It's what rock are you? Hello, there's a Hispanic guy. He's on a skateboard, and all you see him is drinking an Ocean Spray cranberry bottle. He's drinking out of an Ocean Spray cranberry bottle, but he's moving on a skateboard. Like you know, the scenery's going by, and I was even trying to figure out how to fake it. You know what I mean? But you know, but he got all because he was also had a not Steely Dan. Oh my God, Stevie Nicks. they had that. What song were they playing behind? And it was a huge. What band she? Oh man, I can't believe Senior Moment. Stevie Nicks. Who'd she play with? I don't know. I can't believe this.
Fleetwood Mac.
Fleetwood. Phew, that shouldn't happen.
Yeah.
That shouldn't have just happened. Just
No,
disregard
yeah.
the statement of me not remembering people.
It was just a war.
But yeah, Fleetwood Mac, and he's listening to, and so there's this music in the background, and he's got this Ocean Spray big, 32-ounce thing, and he's just drinking cranberry juice, but he's cruising. You can tell he's on a skateboard. But you only see him from the waist up. It's huge. Even Fleetwood Mac, opted on to that whole thing when they saw that, and jumped on the bandwagon and rode that wave too. But who figures this stuff is going to happen like that? That's what I'm saying. It's so, you just don't know. Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it's the wackiest stuff.
Yeah.
It's just the craziest stuff.
Apparently, I'm not wacky
that
enough.
grabs people. Or then again, now too, I've lately tried with my podcast, trying little stuff, little swag. Like I've got these lightsabers. You see. Little lightsaber.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll send you one. They come in red, blue, and green. So, hoping that if people have that, I give them out at the Starbucks or whatever. And then when I pull up, I pull up to the thing and they say, Madam Perry, what will you have today? So,
Madam Perry.
Yeah, right there. They call me Madam Perry at the Starbucks.
That's deep sounding.
Yeah, well, because that's my podcast is Madam Perry Salon. So. And
what do you talk about on Madam Perry Salon podcast?
Well, the title salon, some people say, oh, it's a hair. You're talking about hairstyles. No, salon, as you know, back in the centuries past in England or Europe somewhere, there would be a woman who was a patroness of the arts, and once a week she might have several musicians, authors, painters, thought leaders into her home to share what they were working on. That's how C.S. Lewis and J.R.R. Tolkien met. And I thought, well, I would have loved to have done that. But I can't have everybody around, especially now, and I can't afford to bring them here. But I can have a salon in cyberspace. Mm-hmm. And so that's why it's Madam Perry Salon. And, so I have authors, musicians, comedians, actors, sociologists, anthrozoologists, just whoever I think my audience will enjoy.
So you have a pretty wide spectrum about what you talk about. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, yeah.
So it's not entertainment necessarily. You're based on your publicist background. It's just completely different.
Yeah, well, I call it entertainment, but sometimes it's information too. Yeah, and what, you'd be surprised. It'll be somebody like a food historian. You'll think, oh, a food historian's on. Gee, thanks. That's all right. I'm busy. But these people the scientists even end up being the most hilarious people of all.
Aren't they kind of dry? Let's talk about the potato.
Listen, this was like the baking powder wars back when the product first became, and all about all the spies and the mob stuff and the
developing baking
the dirty
powder
dealings and different companies and having spies in each other's company and those rumors they would start about the other ones. I mean, this was intense. This is like almost Sopranos type stuff, and it's
Sopranos scientist. You're talking to me. So okay, so do you get call-ins or you just have a guest and you just talk and you pre-record, or are you live?
I'm live.
You're live.
And but sometimes we have calls. And
where do you podcast this out to?
The world.
I know, but I mean, on what platform? I'm giving you a plug here.
Oh, I'm sorry. On Blog Talk, it's broadcast live on Blog Talk Radio, and then afterwards, about a couple hours after, you can listen to it on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Apple, whatever. Yeah. And so that's what put it out there.
There you go.
But yes, we get some fun callers, and sometimes the guest will give away stuff, and and if you think, and people like that
free shit.
So what I'll, but
they like free stuff.
Yeah,
of course.
But if they don't give away, I'm going to give you my little secret right here that I don't normally tell people. I'll say something like, before they come in, I'll say, and last week so-and-so was here, and she gave us here's the code to get a discount for the clothes from her website. Just put in MPS from Madame Perry Salon. And if you put your name in, if you called in or listened or made a comment, you'll also be in the pool to get a book by this author. And then it's a person coming on. They go, oh, well, I can give away something too. David Fishoff, the guy that has created the Rock and Roll Fantasy Camp.
Mm-hmm.
He said if you sign up for that and say Madame Perry sent you, you'll get a guitar worth $700 when you get there.
Wow.
Damned.
No, I hear you. I was on the podcast world when we first started the show, and then somehow or another, things got screwed up on the iTunes that we were on, and we had to revamp it. And then COVID hit, and we never did it. And I'm a year has gone by now, and I've dropped all podcasting. And I think I'm probably shooting myself in the ass, not even the foot, all the way straight, straight in the ass. Because podcasts are big, and it's easy to listen. You can listen anywhere. But no, I got to have this live, Facebook show. Again, I don't know. You tell me.
Well, let me ask you this, because people do love podcasts. Now, last week I was in Barnes and Noble to get some Christmas cards. I hand the girl that checks me out. I'll say, "Oh, here, you want my little flashlight?" And I said, "This is the name of my podcast." And she goes, "I love podcasts."
I know a lot of people love podcasts. There's 20 million zillion of them. That's why I'm going. How do you even build it when you have that many? Anybody can do a podcast. Anybody.
Well, do you have a card with your podcast name on it?
Yeah, we have cards. Yeah.
Well, give them out wherever you go.
I don't even have a podcast anymore. We have to. That's my problem.
Not your podcast.
With the show?
Your show.
Yeah, I know, but I don't see anybody.
Show,
I'm a recluse now. We just stay indoors. It's like, stay at home, stay safe. That's what they said. Stay safe. Now, I don't believe half the bullshit. I do my share of traveling, this and that, but I've really slacked off on the cards. I used to when I was first starting. It was everybody because I didn't even have the show off the ground yet. But now that the show is established, it's just like, hey, Peter G. Show. Real simple. But go figure.
And what about your guests? Do your guests promote the shows when they're on?
I try to encourage them to because it only benefits them, as well. Mm-hmm. And so, yes, I do. Because here's the thing. As I'll tell you, I was going to tell you at the end of the show, but I'll tell you this. When this show is over, about 20 to 30 minutes after that, it's going to go into repeat right here on your Peter G. Show Facebook or anywhere, anybody who's on the in the loop. And then within the next day or so, it gets uploaded to YouTube, which is like a storage shelf because YouTube, I don't do 15-minute. My shows are long, so it's different. But they're all up there. If again, this is show number 97 of. Well, yeah, our 100th anniversary show is in a few weeks. And but the thing is, I have shows prior to that because I used to do pre-record shows before. We did this to scale it down to condense and as tough as it is because it was just the expense of doing the show. But I want to go back to that. But again, I need a full-scale crew. And until it gets to that level again, I said, I'll just keep going on. This is nothing to where I want to be and how I want to do it, but it's what I can do with what we have. And I'm not ashamed of it. I'm kind of pretty proud. If you know how shiny this turd is polished, you'd be surprised. You can see yourself. It's mirror-like. It's, mirror-like finish. So... so that's the whole thing. So after the show is over, then, and I tell people, I said, you can take this show and you can share it. It amazes me that I still have people that contact me. They go, when is your show on? I said, you can watch my show live, as I say 20 million times, or all you have to do is pull it up. It's on demand. It's on demand on Facebook. It's on YouTube. It'll go to LinkedIn. And through the week, we'll take excerpts, little 1 to 3 minute clips, once or twice a day and put them out through the course of the following week that feature basically you or me and you. And so it's like if there's something, we try to grab it and it's interesting, I'm going to put it out there. So you can take it and do whatever you want for it. I would think that would do nothing but enhance and help you as well. You know what I mean?
Yes, exactly. And most people will, well, some people know, like with clients, I'll say every time you're on a radio show, every time you're on a podcast, every time you're anywhere, you put it on your website and let people know about it, And sometimes I would have first time authors say, oh, well, that's not a real big show. That's not a real big blog. I go, look, when you want to get in the big time, let me tell you what's going to happen. You're going to want to get on some big media, and they're going to go, who are you? Who is this? Who is Peter G?
Say that now.
And then they'll Google you, and all this stuff will come up, and they'll see page after page that you were interviewed here, you were on this, you were talked about here, you were on this blog, and they're not going to say, oh, well, those are little small ones. They're going to go, man, this guy's hustling. He's working.
There's the thing.
I got to check it out.
Believe it or not, I do not have. Several years ago, we chose not to have a website, and it's like, you know why? I don't want to maintain it. I don't want to have to pay somebody to maintain it. It's like websites to me are almost a thing of the past. If you have the crews and the people because you got to stay on that. It needs to be constantly forever changing. Again, not enough me in the day. So I chose not to have a website. I said, but the thing is, if you do Google The Peter G Show, it is a plethora because of every single little piece, good or bad. You're absolutely right. It's just you're plastered out there. I am out there, but that again, whether they want to pick and decide whether to want to do something is a whole different story. But content is king to me.
Yeah, because I tell people, you got to just tell. I got to tell you, sometimes like you want to give some new person a break, and then you ask them to do promotion. They'll go, "Oh, you want me to do all the work?" Yeah, I want you to work. And then
if it's for their promotion, it's like, what the hell?
Yeah, and then I get somebody like Michael DeBart, who's on the radio every morning on Sirius XM Little Stevens Underground, and he's on TV. And I took a nap before the show. I got up and I have all these messages. This is Michael. I don't see any promotion. I don't see this. I'm thinking, dang, he's working. The people who don't need my show for their career are the ones that promote it more than I do.
Right.
And that's the difference. They're going to get out there and promote it. And, of course, Michael's a great guy. Yeah, but he will promote you. And sometimes I'll just say, here's the link. Here's the number to call in. Send it to your friends, your fans, your shills. I don't care.
I'm a broken record when it comes to that because I truly believe that, again, tonight we're just kind of talking about entertainment, which I like to dabble in. It is the holidays. I want to talk about the holidays as well. But the thing is, which you have, God bless you again for what you pay attention to my show and you know how I am. The holidays and telling stories and sharing stories for people who are going through hell, which we'll get into that too here. To me, it's very important because you don't know, because a lot of people are very silent about their lives and they hold it in and they're a bomb waiting to explode because they don't let it out. So that's why I'm so pertinent on, it's so important to me to talk about some tough things to let people know that it's like, hey, you know what? We're all just, people. I just got through, telling prior to you getting on the show, just, I wouldn't have this show had it not been for my life crumbling down, having to switch careers, so to speak, and or shift it. And it wasn't easy. It took a while and not knowing where I was going, all because I fell in love. I got married. Today's my daughter's birthday. She's 15 today. And yeah. She's an old 15 though. But she's a good 15. And I mean, she's not. So I was saying how blessed I am because so far so good. But I would not be here had it not been for all of that because I then went through divorce, which ripped my head apart. And that's what I talk. I talk a lot about that stuff because I need people to understand that, by leading from example, I don't, like to constantly keep talking about what went on, but it opens the doors to people going, wow, I can relate.
Peter, I remember a couple of years ago, I don't remember how long, but I remember we were having a conversation on LinkedIn, and you were talking about your show and what you wanted to do, and you said, I'm a divorced dad, single dad.
Right. I sent everybody on LinkedIn that to introduce myself.
And you explained to me, you said, do you think people be interested? I think this will be, and I said, gosh, yes. Yeah. And then too, I noticed when you, on your show though, when you talk about it, yes, you share your story. You say you're not alone and you leave out, but here's what you can do. Here's some suggestions. Here's some ideas. Here's some other people that have been through it.
Yeah.
And yeah, sometimes things happen that way, but you're so, it's so authentic. You're so honest about stuff and you're so willing to bring people on to help other people going through the same thing, which I'm sure is amplified for everybody even more nowadays.
I think it does, but here's Here, I'll give you an example. I heard this somebody say something. You don't know how well you've raised your children until they grow up to be adults. And then, that always stuck in my mind. It's like, I guess the greatest payoff you can get is towards the end of the result. Right now, I'm not at the end of my result. I mean, I'm pushing. So I don't know what the payoff is for what I'm doing. I'm doing the best I can because I believe in what I do. But that's the thing. It's like now I need other people to believe in me. I'm no Dr. Phil. I don't want to be a Dr. Phil. There's already a Dr. Phil. But I just, and I don't have degrees, but I don't think you need, I think times have changed. It's like we're just sharing stories because I had a lot of TV people going, oh, if you do a show, this is deep. You're going to have a professional next to you for lawsuits and all this kind of crap. It's like, you know what? I don't know. This is just common sense. I think I've been blessed with a little bit of it, just a little. The rest of it,
I remember when you were describing it to me. Common sense, was a theme that came through. I don't know if you use those words, but it came through as a common sense. This is sort of an egalitarian thing. It's not that I'm Peter G, a doctor, whatever. I'm Peter G that's been through the stuff that you've been through.
Peter G, I'm a dumbass that just happens to be lucky enough to I have a drive. Well, I'm telling you, when I did that LinkedIn stuff, it took me. I said I was going to contact every single person and put that out there. And it took me probably a month and a half of nightly putting those letters and, one by one, because there's thousands on my LinkedIn, you know. And some people opened them, some people never did. Some people opened them and you never heard from them. Some people replied, and believe me, some of those people go like, wow, my daughter, this and it went. Some people lost children, and some people said, well, I don't know. And you try to help, and then everybody kind of just fades away. And some people we've kind of just touched base and touched, and they're still watching. I mean, it's. Who knows? As one of my people says to me, 1,000 no's, 1 yes. Is all you need.
Yeah,
but it's tough.
It's kind of a numbers game like that.
It's a tough business. I mean, if I had a woman. She's a podcaster, Sunny Galt. I did a show with her back, I don't know, maybe in the spring. And she's a podcaster and teaches how to podcast. And she says your average podcaster. This blew my mind. Your average podcaster fizzles out after about 7 podcasts. And I'm like, what the hell, 7? That it? Because I get it how you can get hyped up, you believe in your stuff, and then you start doing it, but it's real easy to start running out of steam because you have to be able to go day in, day out, and it's hard. I mean, the first few are easy because you have a little bit of artillery, but once you run out of ammo, what do you do?
That's the thing. Everybody, she's so right. She's so right. People, they see other people do it.
Yeah.
And
it's easy.
It's easy. Yeah.
Sure, I can do that.
And it's like, yeah, absolutely. And they don't realize how much work is in it. And then too, you see where you are now and what you want different, but there's a line of people behind you that would give a lot to be where you are.
I'd love for them to. Here you go. There you go.
But they don't have haven't put in the work for it. They haven't put in the thing. It's like for about 15 years, I had a jazz band, and we did a lot of corporate stuff. We did a lot of clubs. We were busy. And I always kept it, if I had a day job, I kept it silent because if people find out, then it's like, oh, you're a singer. Oh, you think that you don't do anything. And they think that you just put on a glamorous dress and go somewhere and sing, and that's it. They don't notice all the work. Plus, I got to load in, load out. You got a high-rise building like a corporate gig. You got to go up that freight elevator. You got to deal with coordinate with the caterers or whatever. So you won't. Yeah, that's a lot of work.
I know you get paid, but you're only getting actually paid for the time you're spending doing the easiest part. Well, not the easiest part. You've cultivated your craft, but I get that. I mean, that's why a lot of people do fizzle out, and it's easier said than done. I mean, and I told you before when we checked everything, I said if you fall asleep on me, I'm going to have to carry the whole show by myself. Now, this is not, it happens a lot. And Prime. You said you're kind of a night owl. Do you watch late night TV, like like Jimmy Kimmel's or Fallon's or anybody like that?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I never used to. Up until COVID, so to speak, I started checking them out. And then all of a sudden, they got sent home. And I've told this story on many shows because it just blows my mind. They could not do their big production shows where you got people with cue cards and a live audience feeding off of everything. And Kimmel They all got sent home having to do basically what you're seeing right here, except the biggest problem that they had was they couldn't do it. They could not talk to a dead air camera. You know what I mean? And it showed, man. They looked naked. I mean, James Corden, I think, did the best. His crew, I don't know, they got younger, hipper guys. They kept it fun, and they still figured out how to do it. And just like you see the green screen behind me, James Corden's music director, Reggie Watts, I mean, he's kind of got it together in a crazy kind of way. He's a different kind of music director. I like them a lot. I really do. But the other shows, Fallon sounded like he was talking into the mic of an iPhone. I mean, you're talking NBC that has millions of dollars. He looked better than Colbert. Colbert was naked, and he admits it. He said it screwed with his head to talk to a lens. You know, very, very difficult. And here I am. I can rattle on all night. You know what I mean? Because I don't depend on anybody. I love it when I got you in front of me. In fact, you know, because I like the banter. And, you know, if I can find a joke somewhere, I'm in. Because, again, this is not what I want to do. But it's amazing how you have these professionals that you lose contact from having it so well to where you know, when you got to bring it on down to the nitty-gritty, you know, who could stand to the occasion and who can't.
Yeah, you said it, brother. That is it. That's the bottom line.
It's a bitch. You know, I mean, I want. Look, when I was a drummer, I used to have drum techs for quite a while, and they're like the race car mechanic. So you'd walk in, your stuff is already set up, and it's tuned or, you know, pretty much or fixed, and everything's pretty much there. I mean, I used to like to keep my hands on, but I could have been a decent drum tech as well because I'm into. Drums are difficult. It's not like one guitar. It's every drum has its quirks, and tuning them and making them. I've seen two identical brands side by side, and one sounds like shit, and the other one sounds amazing. And it's all who puts their hands on it and how they do it. And I stepped away from all that for so long that when everything kind of backed down and I had to start doing a few things on my own, I forgot. You know, and so I kind of get it. I kind of because I was used to walking in, going, "Everything's cool, everything's cool." Okay, you sit down, and it's like, "Okay, everything's cool. Let's go." You know, I miss those days. I want them back. I want to complain that I'm spoiled, but you know, not spoiled. I've worked my ass off. But here's the, you know, it's we all do, right?
That could be a reason why you're so good at this without the audience, like those guys couldn't. I think a drummer, for one thing, you know,
sitting in the back all the time.
Timing,
talking to myself,
but you got to keep everything going at once.
Oh,
okay?
I'm a friggin' Houdini. I know Houdini. I mean, there's a lot going on right in front of us that you don't know, and I don't like it. I mean, I like it, but I don't. I really want to get it because again, my ideas. What took so long to get this show going is because my ideas were way bigger than what the budget could afford. And finally, when I got a producer, Ty, and I need to, he's like, I see what you're doing, man. He says, you can't do it. He says, it's too expensive, too time-consuming. Back it the hell down. And that's not exactly the way he worded it, but it was, you know. And he says, we got to back it. And he says, you need to step back. And that's what we started with podcasting. But that was short-lived because I wanted video. I wanted visual. I'm a visual guy. I want, you know. So we quickly went to, within months, to visual, but then we took the audio and streamed it to podcast, you know. So I don't know. I got lots of big ideas, and I really want to utilize them. But here I am, and this is where we're at, and you're here, and I'm here, and let's, you know, here we are.
Hey, yeah, on the road, it's like you're taking a road trip, and you're somewhere. You go, well, I left Atlanta, I was headed to L.A. I'm somewhere in Mississippi now. You gotta, you gotta get on the path, and don't. As I said, wherever you are, there's always a line of people behind you that wish they were where you are, and you know it, and I know.
Well, that's probably true. And but again, but to you or to the people watching this, I can understand that because I'm kind of like in this crossroads. I want it to be as big and professionally looking as possible, and I want it to be Mr. Big Time. But then again, I don't want to be too big time because then a lot of people go, well, he's got his own thing going on. He's going on. He don't need our help. And the actual fact is, yes, I need a lot of help, both mentally and productionally. You know, I need lots of help. I mean, this is I've learned how to take very little and make it look a lot bigger. Hollywood magic, smoke and mirrors. You know, the man behind the curtain. This is all it's about. I mean, when you take a live stage show, they're only in a big giant warehouse, basically, with a set built inside of it, with seats. I mean, if you strip that all away, it's a big empty room.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, it's no different, except I'm not in as big an empty room, you know, and I'd like to do other things and have guests next to me and all that, but especially now, I think the timing was right. It really has, leveled out the waters, for me with everybody else, but next year I'm hoping that we can do bigger things, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of afraid. I've been able to get a lot of high-profile guests lately, and then I start thinking, because they don't have anything else to do, and then once they start get busy again, you're thinking they'll be, her podcast, never mind. Oh, Madam Perry, you know.
Booking guests is a time-consuming thing. I want to, getting the right guests, and it takes time. You contact, they don't answer you. They finally answer you. We should do something. Then they don't answer you, and it's like it's a bitch, you know. And getting guests, that's a full-time job in itself. I think in booking guests, and I only do a once-a-week show. I can't imagine that doing the 5 days a week. It's hard.
Well, I don't do 5. I do 2, maybe 3. I started adding more in during the lately, figuring, well, people are home, they might need more entertainment. But yeah, I've got to where some people, I just say, call me when you've got your calendar. We'll do it on the phone. I'm not going to email him back and forth with somebody.
Yeah, it's just I had this one anyway, but it's hard. It really, and again, we've touched base several times. I get distracted. If and again, if you don't reach out, then I forget, and because I got other people tugging on me, and life just we've contacted each other several times through the past probably almost 2 years, if not more. And finally here we are. I don't know if that's life and nature taking its course or whatever, but it's not easy. I mean, it's just nothing bad intentionally. It's just the way it is.
But I'm just glad that after all this time, you're still doing this and you're still going strong and you're still getting better and better at this. And like your friend, what's it, Sunny Galt?
Sunny Galt, yeah, she's down in San Diego.
Yeah, seven people. I need to talk to her, but so she can teach me stuff.
She's on Facebook and LinkedIn and all that. So, I mean, you can easily find her and just tell her that I spoke to you. She's really cool. She's very cool.
I believe you.
She gave me a great show because she was sparkly. She's bubbly. In fact, how it started was she had a 5-day-a-week show and found me. It was on child and parenting and all this kind of stuff. And I was the Antichrist on the show because I was the divorced dad. Going to talk about the getting through the hell. I mean, and all her stuff was about it was all this happy pappy stuff. And here comes Peter. It was like, holy crap. Well, that show kind of fizzled out, but the thing was, they were 5 days a week, and she had a producer, and they were doing the show on, I forgot how they were doing it, but he was on the East Coast, she was, it was kind of like a Zoom type thing, but it wasn't Zoom, and I was actually in Florida for the summer at the time, and that's how it all started, and then all of a sudden that show just kind of went away, so I just touched base with her, I go, hey, what's going on, how you doing? And I said, you know what, I want you to come on my show, and she did. But she's very, very cool, and you can easily find her. She's on LinkedIn and all that stuff. But you drop my name. She's very cool.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, I was apprehensive too, thinking, oh my gosh, I've got my old picture on, like everybody else. I got my old picture on LinkedIn. Now he's going to say that, I'm much older and I want to go. And I'm thinking, just tease your hair, put on some good lipstick.
It'd be cool.
Go.
It'd be cool if you had a friggin' mohawk with purple mohawk going on. That right there. It's like, holy, that'd be awesome. Then it's like, whoa, you want attention? You got it. I'm serious. You should. I mean, if you really want to go for it, you want to stand out above the rest. Purple mohawk. I'm telling you.
So, okay. That's your showbiz advice from me. Hey,
you heard it here first, folks.
I guess I can always start with the wig.
It's kind of like Pink or something like that. It's just she was always a little different, and that's my problem. Maybe with me too. I'm not that different.
I've got some pink and some purple hair color that's temporary in my closet now.
I
put them on now and then.
You got to lose the sides and just freaking Aquanet to the max, extra hold, and there's Madam Perry. I drink a lot.
Why not?
Yeah.
Hey, I've had some wild hairstyles. I got no problem with any of that.
I tell people it's like, Sunday night. In fact, last week, Nikki Bruno, she's a life coach. She's another one who was very, very good.
I saw her.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's sweet. And she's on. She's here in Southern California. But the thing was, she thought, and so did I, when we started this show, that I said, Sunday nights. I think Sunday nights would be great because people are home. And it's a time to wind down, and you could sit back, grab an adult beverage, and just check out this show. Well, I'm finding, and she thought it was a great. I don't know, somehow or another that got into conversation. She goes, "I think the timing of your show at Sunday night is great." I said, honestly, if I could rethink this, it's not because. And she was kind of blown away because she was thinking the same way I used to think. And it's like, I thought it was a great idea for Sunday night, but I said, actually, I'd probably rather be on a Wednesday at 4:30 or 5:30 in the afternoon. And she says, why? And I go, because people, when they do come home on a Sunday night, they're done. And it's like, get the kids ready. We got to go to work in the morning, or, it's like, so it's kind of a bite in the ass. I get more through the rebroadcasts sometimes than the actual live show. But I was hell-bent on creating a Facebook channel that's on every single week, the same time, same day. And I unless we take it to some extraordinarily different level, I'm sticking to my guns. Stupid may it be, but, who knows what the perfect time is?
Well, true. And also, that's one of the good things, too, about stuff now that it's not ephemeral like it was when I was growing up. I mean, people can listen to it over whenever they want, watch it whenever they want, go to YouTube. Right. Or whatever their platform is, and keep on. There's no, and you can do it where you listen in your car, listen when you're running.
This show, though, when we finally, here was what my real plan was: do about a dozen pre-record shows with bigger guests, multi-camera editing, the whole deal. But every week, do a call-in show. I wanted people to call in. We actually have a show phone number. Well, it got harder and harder for people to call. They just want to watch. They're waiting for somebody else to call in. So that's why I started going, you know what? Okay, screw it. I'm bringing guests back on. Back on. Yeah, I'll do a show by myself once in a while, and if anybody wants to call in, because after a while, if I don't do a show by myself, I got a million things to talk about. I jot down stuff constantly. I'm in bed. I think of something, just like you said, because you forget. I go, I'm not going to forget, and I've learned my lesson. I'll get out of bed, walk into the kitchen, and jot it down, and then go back to bed. I mean, it's just that stupid, but because it's important to me.
The thing is, I'm not laughing at, I'm laughing with, because I've done the same things. I get on there, I go, all right, and so, so-and-so's on, if you want to give us a call, the number is this, or whatever, and no, sometimes you get some, sometimes nothing. And then people, after it's over, they'll be messaging me and going, oh, I was hoping you'd ask him this. I wanted you to ask him this. Did you think about asking? Well, you knew what the phone number was. You were listening. Why didn't you call?
Because they don't. And I figure the more people you have as a crowd at that time, but that's the problem. When you're live. See, and then I get a lot of people that write during the rebroadcast. They'll check the show out on a Monday afternoon after they get off of work, because I'll run rebroadcasts around 4:35 in Pacific time, 7, 8, Eastern time, and it's a whole different crowd. Or you'll get people that I'm very blessed. I do have some super fans, and they'll watch the show several times during the week, and God bless them, because, I have to do it too. So, it is what it is. Let's shift gears here real quick.
All right.
Married, single, what's up with you? Let's get a little personal.
Married.
How long?
I think about 30 years or something.
Whoa,
but
that's pretty good.
Well, wait a minute though. Wait, we got married in Vegas, so who knows how long it's going to last.
30 years ago, right?
in Las Vegas.
Is it your first marriage? Second, third, fourth, fifth?
Second.
Okay, so you were married before. So you've been divorced.
Yes.
You have children?
No.
Okay, that lessens the problems.
Yeah,
how long were you married the first time?
7 years.
7 years. That's still pretty good.
Yeah.
I didn't make it.
Yeah.
I made it 5 barely, but we. I mean, nowadays, and how long ago? So if you're married 30 years, so that's 37 years ago.
Something like that. Yeah.
That's pretty good. So now you're married 30 years.
Now you're getting in a dangerous area here. I'm a Southern woman. We never give our age, so
I don't care about your age. 35 is 35. But Yeah, in the South they get married young.
As a child bride.
Ellie Mae at 13 was,
Yeah.
going over the hill.
Yeah.
But
Ellie Mae or Breakfast at Tiffany's, where she's Lula Mae and Buddy Ebsen came to get her.
there you go. So that's the thing. So so you're married 7 years and you divorced, and all right, so you have no kids, but you're married 30 years now. So that's a pretty good thing. I mean, because again, it's very 15 minutes nowadays. It really is. It's so easy for people to go, you know what? Can't do this. Don't want to do it anymore. You're not fun anymore, and you don't want to. We have this tendency to not try to work through the tough spots. Mm-hmm. But ups and downs, or it's been a pretty good ride for you. You're one of the lucky ones.
Yeah, I think I've been lucky. But the thing is, too, my husband, as soon as we got married, his company started sending him around the world on trips.
You didn't see him?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
good.
he would sometimes be gone, like they'd say, a couple of weeks, but then there'd be some problem with parts, or they'd get the parts, but maybe there was a boat strike somewhere off of the coast of Africa where he was. Maybe so he'd be stuck in Guinea-Bissau for about a month or two before the parts even came.
When's the last time you stopped doing that?
A couple of years ago.
Okay, so now it's kind of like COVID. You're stuck with them now for a couple of years. You gonna stay married?
Well. We're gonna see. Because,
okay. Oh boy.
I was. No. Wait.
I'm gonna put you on my file here.
I was saying because
we're taking bets.
No, see, the problem is he'll be gone several months at a time. But the thing is, too, I'm a natural loner, so that's fine. To me, it was like we were like people go, oh, how can you stand it? What do you do with yourself? I just play. I do stuff, and they say, well, how can you keep a relationship? I go, look, it's like I'm Brenda Starr and he's Basil St. John that comes in from the jungles, and
it's kind of fun when you come and go. It's always exciting.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's the thing though with most people that are day in day out, and as you get older, you tend to get a lot more pickier. I mean, when you're younger, like roommates and stuff like that, it's like who wants, and you get used to living by yourself, or it gets harder to live with somebody else. It really does. I'm finding this out because I'm getting extremely picky. I'm not the kind of guy who jumps out of the frying pan into the fire. I, specifically stayed single while my daughter was younger. But now she's pretty much at an age that, like, I'm open to whatever's going to happen. But it's like I'm just waiting to see when that's going to happen because I got to feel it, whatever that means. Does that make sense?
Certainly.
Certainly.
Yeah, like I was saying, certainly. Yeah, that's the thing. I used to tell him, and I told him off. I said the only problem is going to be is after all this time, because like I said, I'm comfortable being. I can go to dinner, a movie show alone. I'm fine.
I know, but isn't it nice to have somebody that you really want to be around? Come on.
Yeah, and when definitely. And when he would come in, like I said, it was more like an affair than a marriage. I was happy. But then again, we weren't together on what people would call their special days, anniversaries. But, you make other days special. But then I said that the problem will be once he gets retired, and he's going to be like, when somebody retires and the little old man follows the little lady around the house and gets on her nerves, telling her how to do stuff that she's been doing all this time, and it's like I saw this couple on YouTube, and they were doing a song, Jolene, the Dolly Parton song, Jolene.
Sure.
But it was Jolene, I'm begging, the COVID version. Jolene, I'm begging of you, please come take my man. I'm digging a hole in my backyard in case things get too hard. I'm begging of you, come get him, Jolene.
Damn.
And
that's some serious stuff.
Yeah. In fact, I even started. Yeah, I know. So it's like I told. I even started a little group on Facebook, just a little private group, and said, if he's getting on your nerves because he's home all the time, just let it loose in the group. Don't get into a fight. Just call us. Kind of a little version of what you do, teaching people how to cope.
Look, and easier said than done. It's a lot of give and take. Takes a lot of understanding, which in time with age, I hope wisdom comes because because life's not perfect. Nobody's perfect, and you change as you grow. And I really, really envy the people that have been married for so many years and they still really understand each other and really always remember why they originally got married and still really love each other. You can only hope for that kind of stuff, to where but it doesn't always happen that way, and that's the shitty part.
What ways do you find that you've changed as far as how you relate to somebody that you've been in a relationship? What things do some things bother you that used to bother you in a relationship bother you less now?
No, I
Or-
don't know because no, honestly, I don't. But I that's a good question. I mean, nothing. I don't know because it depends on the person. You know what I mean? I can honestly tell you that I have not been in a serious relationship since my divorce because I didn't want to bring women around my child. And because not knowing, because she was little, I did not want to screw her up, and here's daddy's new friend, you know what I mean? And whereas a lot of people do that. A lot of people
You're a
do
good
that.
man.
Well, I'm a good man, but, I don't, and again, I don't mind being alone, but I do value a good relationship. But that's trial and error. You have to go, it's like shopping. I mean, and at this age, a lot of people want to, what do you have to bring to the table? And I wrecked everything and we burned everything to the ground, and I was slowly rebuilding. And it's like, and now I'm so busy because I have goals and aspirations to where I want to be again, that like I'm too busy to even have a steady relationship, and it kind of sucks because nobody would put. I don't blame anybody for not putting. Like I have time to go out, and then I don't. This consumes me terribly because it's like the clock is ticking. I'm not in a rush, but I've also found that I can actually grow older and do this. I'm not that bad at it. I could be better, but I'm not that bad at it. And the problem is that if I don't get it now, it's bad enough I had to start over again, and it's bad enough I chose a career, so to speak, that they say is 1 in a million. But to me, I watch that television, which I don't watch very much, but there's a million channels and not enough content on them. So I figured, I see talk show hosts and all these people. I don't even know who the hell they are, but somehow or another they're working. Somebody's hired them. So I'm going, all right. I go, you know what? They just haven't found me yet. No big deal. I'm in. Because I'm not going away. That's for sure. I am not going away. And then when I can breathe, but at the same time, the clock is ticking. We're all getting older. And, and it's like, would I like to be with somebody on a steady basis? Yeah, I would. Because I understand the value in that. I really do. But, again, I don't push it, though. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. So I don't even think that answered your question. But, the thing is, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just taking it one day at a time, but I have goals because nobody wants a broke-ass man as nobody wants a broke-ass woman. Or I mean, but then again, if I was doing okay and I found somebody that I truly liked, and it's just the way it is. There's different levels of water and things like that, to put it. And it's like, I wouldn't care. As a man, for me at least, I would not care if you didn't do shit. So long if we were happy and it wasn't a facade and it was real, it's like, what more can you ask for? I'm okay. We got this, but I don't know if that would go the same way with a woman as much as it would. A lot of guys would do that. You see a lot of guys with 20-year-old, girls or whatever, but is that real or not? That's a whole nother story. But the fact is, I'm not saying money buys happiness, but it sure does help.
It can rent some good times too.
Well,
yeah.
it can rent some good times, but you get to a point where you want steady. I mean, because life is short, and it's steady is good. You want something solid to go. All right, this is, at least I do, but it'll happen when it happens. I'm not pushing it. So you're lucky. All right, married 30 years. The holidays. What kind of holidays do you? We're in the holidays. You have family, other extended families, or are you just pretty much a quiet, small group?
We usually kind of keep it small. We usually, his family. Both of us. Both of my parents passed last year, and so and with the COVID, I don't want to get into any crowds.
I get it, but I mean, I hear it. Well, a lot changes when your parents pass, doesn't it?
Pardon?
A lot changes when your parents finally pass, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, at least for me, and again, I'll lead by example. Even though I was managing them and was kind of finagling them, and they're, it's not like they're like when I was a child where they're molding and always had my back and that. But for some reason, once they're gone, you feel like even though there wasn't, they were just existing because they're older and stuff like that, it still felt safe. It still felt good. You know what I mean? And once they're gone, that show it's over. And, this has to happen. But when it finally happens, I mean, no matter what age you're at, to me, it's like there's just this feeling of, like, again, even though I'm standing on my own 2 feet for decades or whatever, that just for some reason there just felt that little bit of, false, flooring and nothing. There's this emptiness. So it's like, I don't know if that happens for you, but to me it was all about the love.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of different situations. So
see, everybody's got different situations.
yeah.
I mean, and I was only child, and I loved my parents, and we didn't always see eye to eye, but they were my parents, and I owe them everything. Some people aren't that fortunate, and these are the things we talk about. You know what I mean? Not everybody.
Yeah.
I've got people that go, you know what, my father was a son of a bitch, or this and that, and it's like, and he did things, and I don't judge, but these are the things, especially, that are important, just because, again, it's like there's so many people that have the exact same story thinking it's only them, Yeah,
yeah, you're right. Different people, different situations, because I remember before my mother passed and on life support, and she wasn't speaking to me, but then she was intubated and she still would look at me, but she was mad at me for some other thing she had come up with or something. And which I was used to. But I remember I went to the dentist, and my dental hygienist, who's a fabulous woman, I just said something to her about it. I said, that probably sounds bad. She says, are you kidding? She said, I know about mean moms. She says, my mother is so mean. My sister and I have said, if she were in the position your mother is now, where she was in tube and where you had to make a decision, because we had to make a decision to take her off life support. Right. If it was us, she said, my sister and I know we would be beating each other out of the way of the door to be the first one to unplug.
Wow. Wow. See, that's what I mean, and that's so sad. It's true, but
it is sad.
I know it's so sad. I'm telling you, 150 couldn't have been enough for my parents, for me. Even though I was ripping my hair out and they drive me crazy because it was like the roles reversed. They really did.
Yeah.
But again, I was very fortunate. But every situation is different, and that's why that story alone. It's like you're not giving a shit. It's like, yeah, I'll pull the plug. Who cares? She's a bitch. She's been a bitch and will always be a bitch.
You picture these two women. No me.
Yeah, who's gonna pull the plug? Yeah. It's like, wow. You know what I mean? Just wow.
And some people have it, but then again, she's well adjusted, and some of us come out okay no matter what.
I know.
But that's what, when you talk about family. Now, my husband's got a sister that I've got a brother that I adore, and another one that I don't know where he is. But my husband has 3 sisters, and I love them dearly, and their families, and so we usually spend holidays with them, and. And two, I was talking about relationships. As I've married longer, some things don't bother me like I used to when you first married. It's like, oh, he's going to leave all this laundry for me. He's going to leave a mess in the kitchen. He's going to wear. Now it's like if he says, oh, I didn't clean up that's fine, honey. I can get it. Don't worry about it. That doesn't bother me. That's just, he'll say, oh, I should have done that. I go, no, I got it.
Again, it's a lot of give and take, and again, and as people have, you have to remember why you got married in the first place, and sometimes we lose track of all those things, and people do change, and I mean, there are some situations where things adversely change, and it's like, well, I didn't see this coming, and I get it. But for the most part, I mean, again, 30 years, I even though you may say that you've only had to hunker down together for the past 2 out of 30, is that true? Yeah.
No, he's fine.
Okay.
I was just kidding because I said it's used to getting around. Because like I said, I'm a loner and he traveled, and now I'm having to get used to being. But we're working. Here's the one thing we hear a lot from people, and I don't know why, but people tell us more than once. People say you two laugh too much to be married. So
that's good.
Yeah,
that's great.
So he's funny.
See, I was funny too when I got married, but as things got worse, all of a sudden I stopped being as funny for some reason. The same stuff I was doing wasn't funny anymore, and that's when I was like, okay, it's like, is it me or is it you? It's like,
I don't know. Our neighbors would tell us sometimes. They'd say, "Oh, we see you walking your dogs, and you're just always laughing. Y'all have so much fun
That's
together."
Good. God bless you. I mean, really, because
kind of part of it.
Again, at the end of the day, the life is short, and again, it's just great if you can have somebody there, whether you're a loner or not. It's just nice to have somebody around, and that's why I do this show. But I've got one more thing I want to talk to you about, because I'm going to tell you right now, you and I have been on for over an hour.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
And I'm still awake.
It's not. Well, you're awake because we're talking. Thank God you haven't fallen. If you fell asleep on me during the show, that'd be a real problem. That would.
Real problem.
I'd use that clip. That's for sure. Yeah. Absolutely. Scout's honor. You know. That'd be.
And I snore like a moose. So
do
that
you
would be
really?
bad.
All right. Let it be known. Jennifer Perry, publicist, snores like a
Snores.
moose, ladies and
It's a
gentlemen.
good thing my husband can't hear.
Oh, really? He's deaf too.
No, he's not. But he's a musician too, like you.
Okay,
So
okay.
you know.
I lost a lot of hearing through the whole deal, but okay. But you being a publicist, all this stuff we're watching currently in the news, do you buy into? I'm blown away to think, because I've had like L.A. A news anchor. I had a woman named Sharon Tay, who has been an anchor here in L.A., a predominant news anchor for over 20 years. And I asked her the question, do you believe in the stuff that you're reading? And she said, oh, absolutely. Now, she's not on the air anymore for almost a year now. And I said, and it blew my mind, because she says, well, you have to be correct or you'll be sued and this and that. I don't buy into it. I think things have changed, and half the shit we're seeing is bullshit. You watching it, you create it. What do you think?
At Georgia State, when I was studying journalism with a concentration in public relations, of course we have to take a class in law, communication law, and of course we learned all about libel and slander and those things. And yet, when, of course, just like you, when I read things, there are a lot of times when there's maybe some journalist or some media outlets that you feel are pretty straight up. Then sometimes you'll find little stories later. And then sometimes, and I bet you do this too, you'll hear a story and think, okay, I know that's not it. You'll think, some people I think are legit. I think and the stories are true, but a lot of things I think are just put out here because I think we're stupid enough to believe it, or they're trying to cover for somebody else. When somebody says, okay, actually, it wasn't me with the pool boy. It was my wife that had an affair with the pool boy. And I'm not naming any, university.
Why always the pool boy? Why does the pool boy always get involved?
I don't know. Ask the Falwells.
Wow, that's digging way back.
When that story came out, like, what was it, earlier this year or something, and it's like, oh no, it was his wife. I thought, no, somebody sat around and go, okay, what about this? What's not you? Let's say the wife. And she goes, okay, I'll take it. I'll take less heat, and he can probably still keep the university and all the money. So many things. I do think a lot of people are true, but I think there was a hard one. But a lot of people, there's some things. Showbiz, no.
Well, I'm just, again, the news, and if you listen to it long enough, you start to believe it. Especially when you have multiples telling the same story. Then you have another half of the media telling a completely different story. I mean, it's so black and white right now what's going on with us. And it's like, who do you believe? You got one person going, how can you believe this? This is such bullshit. You're an idiot for believing that. And they look at you and go, how can you believe that? You're such an idiot. It's such bullshit. And how can you believe that?
Right.
It's not even close. It's so, like, we're so divided right now. And all I'm trying to do is just do a show and be, and I'm just trying to, can't we all just get along?
I just Peter G for the people here. Yeah, I'm trying to do it.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, all right. Whatever. Okay, so listen, Jennifer Perry, publicist. If there's anything you want to plug or promote right now, now's your chance to do it, because we got to go. I'm telling myself that I got a couple more minutes, and I want to try and finish out within an hour 30, which is 30 more than I go, but I can do what I want. So far,
you're just the Energizer Bunny.
No, I'm just happy at what I do.
When let's see, my podcast, Madam Perry Salon. Please find it, listen to it. I'm on all social media.
Do you do a steady weekly thing, or you just throw it up there whenever you feel like it?
Actually, I was, but now with this pandemic and people have more time to listen or be on it, I used to do like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday nights, or maybe a Monday and a Wednesday. But if you go to Blog Talk Radio and subscribe, or if you follow me on Facebook, I've got a Madam Perry Salon page. I keep the events page on that up so that way you'll know ahead of time who's coming. So if it's somebody you want to know, want to talk to, want to learn about, you'll know ahead of time they're going to be on there. And then I put stuff up on the Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, all that kind of good stuff. Also, my book, Sell Your Books Today, Jennifer Perry, it's on Smashwords, and you can get that. And I'll teach you how to be your own book publicist.
I talked to Nikki Bruno last week because I keep threatening to do a book eventually, but I just can't get myself to do it yet. Because when I first started the show, some of the TV people told me, well, you need to do a book first before you do your TV. You need to get street credibility. And then after they saw how far along I was, they said, forget it. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Get the book out, but do a book, And I keep threatening to do a book, and because I'm afraid I'm going to forget half the shit that I want to talk about. Because more keeps piling on. You know what I mean? But yeah.
Just do a little at a time. Yeah, you've got a great book in you. I know you do.
Oh, it's not. It's plug your ears, kids. But yeah, there's some life in there. In fact, there's a lot of life in there, and it's relatable. But it's nothing. I'm not throwing a bunch of people or nothing under the bus, but it's just interesting. It's life. It's life.
Oh, sure. Yeah. And especially you being a musician, I know you got stories there.
I'm not even going there. I had to decide when I want to start the book. This whole show derived because of my divorce and dealing with it. And I really believe that I will talk about a little of the past, but I think the book is going to start about starting and my life changing. How you think you kind of are on this one path, and you're all of a sudden the bridge just starts burning. And then, what do you do?
Yeah, I think just start writing stuff down. And you know what? I just finished the book Walking with Ghosts by Gabriel Byrne.
You finished a book for somebody?
No, I just finished reading the book.
Oh, reading. Okay.
Walking with Ghosts by the actor Gabriel Byrne. Uh-huh. And it won't be published until February 21. But yeah, it's not linear, and it's just different experiences in his life growing up. And I just, if it's up here, you better put it here or talk it into a recorder or something.
I'm just praying. No, I have a pretty good memory, but I'm just praying that I don't come up with Alzheimer's or something like that, and I get it down. Because I'll get it down. I predict that sometime between now and 10 years from now, I'll probably do a book.
Oh, well,
yeah.
Okay. I'm going to write that down.
Just get ready, folks.
2030, I'm going to be on you.
I got to find somebody that's going to say, Peter, you need to do it. Push me a little bit. And I need somebody grammatically correct with me because I'm not a book writer. You know what I mean? But right. I do have a lot of stuff to tell. You just have to figure out how to put it down into a book, and that takes time.
Yeah, that's the last thing to worry about. Just get it down, and then somebody else helps you shape it.
Well, again, I haven't found that somebody yet, and I got there's so much on my plate. This is do you remember Ed Sullivan? The Ed Sullivan Show?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, most people don't, but if you do, there used to be the guy. They got the plate spinners. He's got the stick, and he's. Hi, my name is Peter. I got and it's like, yeah, that's me. That's me. That's my life.
Playing saber
because
dance.
I have found, unfortunately, for right now at least, because there's not millions of dollars invested behind me, that if you want to get something done, the only person I can depend on is basically myself and a couple of chosen few. But even then, it's like I don't. Everybody's busy. Everybody's trying to hustle, and they're trying to make a living to pay their bills. And so at the end of the day, I've been going more and more self-reliant than I have even in the past 3 years. And because of the times that were dealt, the hand that were dealt, this COVID thing, I mean, we really took it on home, so to speak. And so it all kind of fell into play. But, so that's where I'm at. It's like the only person I can really know that something's going to get done is, hi, my name is Peter. All right, so you got you do your podcast. You got your book. It's on here. I'm going to push it through the week once we get it cut up and this and that. Again, as I told you earlier in the show, this show will be rebroadcast, and you can use it to your own likings or not, or do what you will with it. It will last on and roll into the the future for everlasting time. I deeply appreciate you taking the time to spend with me and us. My 3 or 3 million, and yeah,
Peter, I am so grateful that you invited me to be on your show. I am so excited to be here. And again, thank you so very much.
It's my pleasure. And again, and maybe it took us a little longer than what maybe it should have. But as I do say, I do believe timing is everything, and certain things happen for a reason. And the bottom line is you're here and now. I've got you here right before Christmas, and I don't know if you celebrate Christmas or not, but happy holidays, and I thank you. Okay,
thank you, and happy holidays to you.
All right, well, say goodbye to all my people, and I'm going to let you go and then finish out the show, and then we'll see what's going on.
Goodbye to everybody. Thanks for listening, and thanks for loving Peter G. Right. And be good to yourself, and be good to each other.
Thank your husband for letting me borrow you for the late night. Okay,
I will.
Hey, tell him good stagehand work too.
Okay, he's good.
All right, I love you. Thank you.
I love you too. Bye bye.
Bye. There you have it, folks. Miss Jennifer Perry. We went long. Easy to talk to. And I told her, she asked me earlier today, because we had to touch base earlier today, she says, about how long am I going to be on for? And I told her, I don't know, no longer than 4 or 5 hours or whatever. And I said, no, honestly, I said anywhere from 20 to 40 minutes. We went well above that. But again, I believe in the course of conversation, you can pick and choose, but there's something in this whole conversation with Miss Jennifer Perry that's worth you listening to. Does that make sense? Life talk. We started talking about the publicity stuff and all that, and that's interesting. It is. But then we got into life towards the end. I started pulling her into, let's talk about real life. Day in, day out. What are you doing? How are you doing? And there it was, and it just led me from one thing to another, and that's why I can't ever figure out how to end the show. But I'm getting ready to end the show. I want to remind you, we're days away from Christmas 2020. This year is almost over. Next week, last Sunday of the year, East Meets West with Mr. Bob Paff. Those of you who have watched any of the last Sunday of the month segments I've been doing over the past 6 months, Bob Paff always has something to say. He's on the East Coast, Baltimore's own Mr. Bob Paff. Always has something to contribute. And we're going to talk to him, closing out the year with Mr. Bob Paff next Sunday. That will be show number 98. We are only a few shows away from our 100th anniversary show. That'll be January 10th. Trying to figure out what to do. I mean, we're not going to have cake and balloons, but I want to make it a little bit different. Maybe a retrospect. Something like that. We're quickly going into 2021. It's been a hell of a year, but we made it so far to Christmas. Those of you who are listening, those of you who pay attention, I deeply appreciate you and love you all. I do. It's not easy. Life is full of choices. I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, and may God bless you, whether you believe or not. I kind of believe, and that's my wish for you. Especially our men and women in uniform. Can't forget, never forget. There's people out there doing things for this country while we sit here and bitch about stuff. They're away from their families, and some even sacrifice their lives. And I don't forget. So I want to wish all our men and women in uniform, our healthcare workers. It's been a rough year, folks. Again, they've even sacrificed. Our first responders. It's been a hell of a year. And never take for granted our law enforcement. I wouldn't want their job, especially now, over-criticized. It's like, raise your children to not be assholes. And half of the problems that have been going down would not happen. Be a decent human being, and let's just all get along. Life is short. I want everybody to have a best of holidays they can. Spend it. If you have family, there's lots of people who don't have family. Believe me, there's not going to be no big shebango going on with me. And that's okay. As I told my daughter today, it's not even about her birthday. I mean, yes, it's her birthday. I mean, that was a great day for me and a life changer in my life. But we need to be decent and have a decent life every day. Sure, we could put a little emphasis on a birthday because it was the day you were born. You got the privilege of being on this earth another year. Some people aren't that fortunate. There's all kinds of things that go wrong. Health, illness, cancers, accidents. If we're all here and you're listening to this, you have a lot to be thankful for, okay? Again, Merry Christmas or Happy Hanukkahs or whatever you celebrate. Be kind. Don't be an asshole. Especially during the holidays. Try to make it work. But you don't have to take a bunch of shit from people either. All right? Oh, yeah. It's a good thing you guys just popped in. And mostly, again, I want to thank my Bolt Energy. God, I go so spacing. Bolt Energy. Go out and ask for Bolt Energy. I love Bolt Energy, and I thank my Bolt Energy people for knowing what I do and still supporting me. Again, no preservatives. Bolt Energy, all natural. It gives you enough of a kick in the butt to keep you going, which I need lots of kick in the butts. It tastes good. I'll be talking to you next week, the last Sunday of the month, with Mr. Bob Paff, East Meets West. Don't be a poddy pooper. Be here or be square. Don't forget the reruns during the week. Share, people. Watch parties. YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram. It's all over the place. Just do your part. If you care about the show and you're a fan, share it. You'll have to share it because you don't know who needs to listen to these stories. There's people out there drowning in their own stuff. You never know who you're changing, whose life you're changing, all right? Love you guys more than anything. See you next week. And thanks for hanging with me. Peace out.
Peter G Show. Peter G Show. Peter G Show. Peter G Show. Divorced dad, single dad.